Hey, this is Katie from Katie and the Squid. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet the Kassie blanket. So this blanket is great for a beginner crocheter if you're just learning all of the basic stitches. This is a great pattern to start with because it uses all the basic stitches that you should be learning as a beginner crocheter. So I really like this pattern. I think it's super fun because of these wavy lines that are created by the stitches, and it's really easy because there's no increasing or decreasing. These waves are just created by stitches that are different heights, which you should be learning as a beginner crocheter. Be sure to check out the description of this video. I will link to where you can find the pattern as well as where you can find all the materials that I've used. So this pattern is written for a few different sizes. You will need to reference the pattern to find the exact stitch counts for all the different sizes. For my sample here, I have used Lion Brand's Pound of Love yarn, and the color here is quartz. That is a worsted weight yarn. Be sure to check out the pattern. I have written the pattern for a few different sizes, so the amount of yarn you'll need will depend on the size that you're making. I am also using a size J hook, which is a 6mm. This one is really fun and sparkly. I will link to the shop where you can find this hook. It's from O Fire Co, and I really enjoy these fun, pretty hooks. So before you get started, you will probably want to make a gauge swatch, and if you don't know much about gauge, I will link to a video here, or you can check out the description where I show you how to make a proper gauge swatch. For the purposes of this video, I will be making a smaller swatch just to show you the stitch repeat, so be sure to reference the pattern for the exact stitch counts. And if you happen to want to adjust the size of this blanket, the chain will be a multiple of 14 plus 2, and I'll also tell you the how to adjust the length when we get there. So for my swatch, I'm going to do 2 repeats of the pattern, so that'll be 14 times 2, which is 28, plus 2, so I'm going to chain 30. Be sure to check out the pattern to see how much you need to chain for the size that you're making. For row 1, you're going to single crochet into the second chain from your hook and then single crochet in every chain across. So when I work into chains, I like to work into this back loop or the back bump of the chain because I think it gives a nice finished edge. So we're going to single crochet into that second chain and then single crochet into every chain across. For row 2, you are going to chain 1 and turn, and you'll start with a single crochet into the first stitch. So this will be the start of the repeat. You'll single crochet into the next stitch, and then what's going to happen is our stitches are going to start to get taller, which is what creates that wave. So in the next 2 stitches, you're going to half double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. And then half double crochet into the next. The next 2 stitches are going to be a double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you'll do that one more time. And then we'll get taller, so the next 3 stitches are going to be a treble crochet. So you'll yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through the final 2. So you can see they gradually got taller. So we'll do that 2 more times. yarn over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And one more time. And the treble crochet will be the tallest stitch. And these are all stitches that you should be learning even if you're a beginner crocheter. So now it'll start to come down. So we'll do 2 half double crochet, or 2 double crochet next. And then 2 half double crochet. And then the repeat ends with 2 single crochet. And then that's what it'll look like. So that's a full repeat starting on the second single crochet here. So we'll single crochet one more time because the repeat starts with a single crochet. So you'll have 3 single crochets in a row. And then we'll just do that repeat one more time. So you'll end with 2 single crochets at the end. So 2 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 triple crochet, treble crochet, and then it'll come back down, so 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and then we'll end with 2 single crochet. And you can see I have 2 repeats of the pattern. So row 3 is super easy. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're just going to do half double crochet all the way across. Here's what it'll look like after row 3. So these half double crochet are what's going to create that line that I showed you in the example. So for row 4, you're going to chain 3 and turn. And this chain 3 does not count as a stitch. So this was our right side. Now we're turning and we're on the wrong side. So we're going to work a similar pattern to this. It's just going to be opposite. But when we're working for this whole row, we're going to work into this third loop, or the middle bar as it's referred to in the pattern, instead of the top of the stitch. So on the half double crochet, you have these top 2 loops, which is the V that you normally go into when you're working like normal. But for this entire row, we're going to go into this middle bar right here. So our first stitch is a treble crochet. So instead of inserting my hook into the top of the stitch like normal, I'm going to insert my hook into that middle bar. And you're going to do that all the way across for this row. So we're starting with a treble crochet. Next, you're going to treble crochet into the next stitch. Again, we're always working into this middle bar. So treble crochet into the next stitch. So for row 2, we started with the single crochet, which is the shortest stitch of our pattern. But for row 4, we're starting with the tallest stitch, which is the treble crochet. So we're at the top and we're going to work our way down. So the next 2 stitches are going to be a double crochet. So double crochet, double crochet, and the next two stitches will be a half double crochet. And then we'll do 3 single crochet, and then our stitches will get taller again. So we'll do 2 half double crochet, two double crochet, and 2 treble crochet. And that's the end of the repeat. You'll repeat that again across. So this is what the wrong side of the pattern looks like, and then you flip it over and you'll see this is the right side, and because we worked into that middle bar, we have this nice line of stitches creating this nice beautiful curve here. So I'll finish off this row, I'll repeat that across. And just as a note, again, the repeat starts with 1 treble crochet, so I worked 1 more treble crochet. So you'll always have 3 treble crochets in a row and 3 single crochets in a row, unless you're on the beginning or the end of the row, then you'll end with 2 on the ends. Here I'm at the end, I'm ending with 2 treble crochet. And that last bump, if it's hard for you to find, hopefully you can see it, it is right there. It hides a little bit, it's right here. So row 5, you're going to chain 1 and then you're just going to single crochet all the way across. Here's what it looks like after row 5. Next you're going to chain 3 and turn for row 6. And then row 6 is just going to be a repeat of row 4. The only difference is you're going to be working into the tops of the single crochets just like normal instead of that back bar. So I'll go ahead and work row 6. Here's the wrong side after row 6, and then here is your right side. Row 7 is just a repeat of row 3, so we're going to half double crochet all the way across. So now row 8 is going to be the same as row 2, only we're going to be working into that middle bar of the half double crochets like we did for row 4. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that because I don't think I need to show that again. So that's row 8. Now row 9, again, is just going to be a row of single crochet. And that's row 9. Next you'll do row 10, which is the same as row 2, so I'm not going to show that again. Once you work row 10, you will repeat rows 3 through 10 for a total number of rows, and that is listed in the pattern. And if you go to that total number of rows, you will end on a repeat of row 9. So that's why I stopped at row 9. So you see, that's what the end will look like. You'll end with this row of single crochets. Now, if you're adjusting the length of your blanket, all you'll do is you'll repeat rows 3 through 10 until you're happy with the length. Just be sure to end on a repeat of row 9. To finish off your blanket, you're going to work a border, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. Hopefully I don't run out of yarn. I only have a little bit of yarn left here, so I'll just show you a small bit of it. It's really simple. It's not very complicated. So for round 1, you're going to work single crochets just evenly around the blanket, and you'll add 3 single crochets to every corner. So the stitch count is not important, just make sure that you keep your stitches even. So here I'm at a corner, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3 single crochets. And then you'll just work evenly down the side. The sides are the hardest just because you have to figure out where to put your hook, but once you get the hang of it, and you can keep it pretty consistent all the way down. So if you're not really familiar with working into the sides of rows, what you can do is I just kind of make it up as I go, and then I stop every once in a while and I take a look and I just make sure it's looking pretty even. The last round will kind of even things out a little bit more, even more, so don't be too finicky about it. Just work as evenly as you can. And then here I'm back to a corner, so I'm going to do 3 single crochets. And then it's easy to go across the bottom because you're just going to work into the bottoms of the chain. And then you'll work all the way around. So back across the bottom, and then up the other side, and then across the top. And then when you get to the beginning, just join with a slip stitch, and then you can start row 2. So I'm going to show you how to do row 2 here, so I don't have to do the whole thing and I'm running out of yarn. So pretend I've joined to my first stitch. I'm just going to show you the reverse single crochet, which if you've never done it before, it might be a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to join here just to pretend that I joined to the first single crochet, just to kind of give it an even edge there. So to do the reverse single crochet, you're going to chain 1, and the steps are pretty much similar to a single crochet, only you're doing it, so I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go to the right. If you're left-handed, you're going to be going to the left. If you are left-handed, I suggest finding a video that shows it left-handed, because it can be a little bit confusing if you've never done it before. So normally I would work my next stitch going to the left, but instead I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to work into that last single crochet that I made here. So it's the same steps as a single crochet. You'll insert your hook into that single crochet and you see it kind of twists around. And I'm going to pick up my yarn right here and bring it back up. So yarn over, pull up a loop. So I have 2 loops on my hook, and then I'll yarn over and pull through those 2. And you'll see it kind of twists around the stitch there. So I'll do one more or a few more just to show you. So you'll insert your hook into that next single crochet there, and you see it kind of twists around. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. So the trickiest thing for me when I first learned how to do these was to keep the stitch nice and even. So I'll do a few here and I'll explain kind of what I do as I'm working. So I insert my hook into that stitch, and the way I hold my work is that these fingers are really useful because I kind of hold everything in place, and that helps keep everything nice and even. So I kind of hold it, and then I kind of hold it again when I'm doing that last yarn over, pull 2, and it really helps keep things nice and even. It might take a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, I actually really enjoy this stitch. Some people don't, which is understandable, but once you get the hang of it, you can make it nice and even. And that's what it'll look like. So you'll work all the way around and get back to the beginning, and instead of joining, I fasten off and then I just hide the end in to make it look nice and neat. So again, here's my finished blanket, and you can see what that reverse single crochet looks like. And if you absolutely don't enjoy making the reverse single crochet, I understand. You could just do another row or 2 of just plain single crochet, and I'm sure it would look great. And once you finish all of that, you will fasten off and then of course weave in all of your ends, block your blanket if you'd like, and that's the blanket. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.